There is a version of you that almost never gets told no. Not because people like that version more, but because that version knows something you were never taught. It's not about being persuasive. It's not about being confident. It's about the exact words you use in the first 5 seconds of a request. Because those 5 seconds decide the entire outcome before the other person even realizes they're deciding anything. Most people ask for things the wrong way without knowing it. They say things like, "Is it okay if?" Or, "I know this is a lot, but," or, "Sorry to bother you." Every one of those phrases is doing damage before the actual request even arrives. They are quietly telling the other person's brain, "This is optional. This is annoying. This is something you're allowed to refuse." And the brain, being efficient, takes the easiest option. It says no. Here is the psychology behind it. Human beings don't respond to what you're asking. They respond to how the request makes them feel about themselves in that moment. If your words make someone feel like saying yes is generous, powerful, or meaningful, they lean in. If your words make them feel like saying yes is a burden, they pull away. So the goal was never to convince someone. The goal is to make the yes feel like their idea. The first shift is dropping the apology. Every apology before a request is a signal of low value. Instead of "sorry to ask," try stating the request plainly, as if it's completely normal, because it is. Confidence isn't loud, it's just the absence of unnecessary shrinking. The second shift is giving people a reason, even a small one. This is one of the strangest findings in behavioral science. People are far more likely to agree to something when you attach any reason at all, even if the reason is obvious. "Can I go first because I'm in a rush?" works better than "Can I go first?" The brain doesn't deeply evaluate the reason, it just responds to the presence of one. The third shift is framing the request around them, not you. Nobody wants to help you fill your need. They want to feel useful, needed, or good about themselves. "Can you help me?" is weak. You're the only person who actually understands this. "Can you help me think it through?" is a completely different sentence, and it hits a completely different part of the brain. The part that wants to be seen as valuable. The fourth shift is removing the option to say no politely. Not through pressure, but through structure. Instead of asking, "Do you want to grab lunch sometime?" which invites a vague maybe, ask, "Are you free Tuesday or Thursday for lunch?" You've replaced a yes or no question with a choice between two yeses. This single change quietly increases agreement more than almost anything else. The fifth shift, and the most overlooked one, is tone. Words carry logic, but tone carries emotion. And people say yes with emotion first and justify it with logic later. If your voice sounds unsure while you ask, the other person's brain matches that uncertainty and searches for a reason to decline. If your voice sounds calm and certain, their brain assumes the request must be reasonable, because you clearly believe it is. None of this is manipulation. Manipulation hides intent. This is the opposite. It's clarity. It's simply removing the noise that makes people say no by default and replacing it with language that lets their natural instinct to help actually come through. The people who rarely get rejected didn't get lucky. They stopped asking, like they were begging for permission, and started asking like the request was already reasonable. That one shift in language changes how the entire request lands. So here's something to think about. The next time you're about to ask for something important, pause for 1 second and notice how you're about to say it. Are you shrinking the request? Or are you stating it like it deserves a yes? If this helped you see requests differently, like the video and subscribe for more real, practical psychology you can use today. And here's the question I want you to sit with. What is one request you've been afraid to make plainly without apologizing for it?